The majority of consumers make purchasing decisions in part based on online reviews. Online reviews have become a critical component to any solid marketing plan. That's why we've got a special guest today that specializes in online reviews, and he is going to share with us how to successfully manage online reviews for your business. Hi, I am Tim Fitzpatrick with Rialto Marketing, where we believe marketing shouldn't be difficult. All you need is the right plan. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I am super excited to have with me Andres Escobar from ReviewBiz. Andres,
Hey,
welcome, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow,
Yes.
the camera shakes and I bump it.
Yeah. We got to be careful. Dude, I have a
that.
tendency sometimes of I move my hands a lot when I talk, and sometimes I hit my bar top here, and you can hear that in the mic. And I actually had somebody one time beforehand, we were talking before we went on air. He's like, "Hey, what's going on there?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm bumping my hands and I don't even realize it." So, it happens to the best of us. That's for sure.
Right.
And I will say, for those people that are not watching and they're listening to this, on the video side of this, Andres has like the fanciest background that out of anybody that I've interviewed. So
love it.
Super professional, man. I am looking forward to digging into this today, because online reviews, to me, it's some of the lowest hanging fruit for businesses to really start gaining traction, helping build credibility and authority and trust. And as you'll explain, online reviews do not have to be super difficult here. We just have to have the right systems in place to do it. So I am excited to dig into this. Before we do that, I want to ask you some rapid fire questions to help people get to know you a little bit. Are you you good to go?
Yeah. And so rapid fire, I'm like, you got an M16.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
They're not quite that rapid fire, but that's okay.
All right.
So when you're not working, how do you like to spend your time?
Man, when I'm not working, a couple of things, right? And so it comes to mind is, I have a family, and that's super important. I wish I could spend more time with my family. Running a business is not. You think, oh, you can have more free time. No, you don't really. But I love it. And so spend time with the family. I love to read nonfiction business books. I love reading the Bible. I get excited in the morning, just like, okay, what is God's word going to speak to me? And it's interesting enough, it prepares me for the day. So that is super awesome to me. I really can't wait for that for myself. And so I actually like working out. You get to that point where you need it, even though you're in pain. Like I'm in pain right now with my right side back. My chiropractor said you're completely misaligned. And so, but I still got to work out. I still got to, you don't have to go so intense. Just got to do something, stay moving. And so, love working out, reading, spending time with the family, eating. Who doesn't like eating?
Yeah.
Right. That's not like hard to, but just spending time with people. Honestly, the core is just spending time with people. I love one-on-ones, even though we're not, in person, it's almost like one-on-one. So I love this.
Yeah.
I enjoy
it. What's your hidden talent? Oh
man, my hidden talent. I can elevate the energy for anyone. If I see that they're down, I can get into the nitty gritty and get them on a different paradigm, kind of like a mentality. I can shake them up a little bit and get them. I'm an encourager. Yeah, that's all. That's my secret talent, superpower.
Cool. I love it. That's a very awesome hidden talent to have.
Thanks.
What's the best piece of advice you've been given?
It came from my pastor, and it's said in different ways and fashions, but don't despise small beginnings. We just relaunched our YouTube channel. We were at 8 subscribers, and in a matter of 2-3 weeks, let's say 3 weeks, we got it to 100, and we're just like super excited. It's like small win, but it's like in the whole comparison of YouTube, like 100 subscribers is nothing.
Yeah.
But for us, it's awesome. So we're just elated and celebrating the fact that we got 100 subscribers, and who knows where that takes us. So don't despise small beginnings.
I love that. We all have to start somewhere. So,
Right.
What's one thing about you that surprises people?
You know, I did have you did allude to that question, and I had to ask people in the office, and they said that surprisingly enough, I'm knowledgeable. Which, I don't know to take that as a compliment, or you seem smarter than you look. Like, you look stupid.
Yeah.
so it's all good. I actually I love it, and it's just I think we all are knowledgeable. I have to get on this soapbox. I think we're all knowledgeable. We just don't appreciate ourselves enough to say, hey, I have something of value to share with the world, and I think every one of us has that. So
yeah, I totally agree. What does success mean to you?
That has to be a happy medium between being content with what you have and being discontent knowing that there's more, right? So success, I'm wealthy with many things in my life, and some things are not.
Yeah.
And so I just got to know where in the scale it's at, and the graph, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm here, there. Okay, I need to get there. Where do I want to go to? Understanding, actually knowing yourself. So I think for the root of it is knowing who you are and what's your purpose. That's success, complete success.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Where's your happy place?
Happy place, I would say, I alluded to this before. I believe in God. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And when I'm worshiping and I'm in that place, when I'm just raising my hands and just giving thanks and praise to Him, and it's my happy place. That is where I feel like bliss. So there you go.
Awesome. What qualities do you value in the people with whom you spend time?
I would say honesty and a good work ethic. And I wouldn't say like, you have to be like, work hard, just to work, knowing what you're good at and just doing that. Like that. That's great. I value that a lot.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Cool.
So tell us a little bit more about you and what you're doing with ReviewBiz, and then we'll jump into talking about online reviews.
Yeah. So ReviewBiz came from just having knowledge in sales, marketing, and business automation. And there is a special component. It's like, I would say, the heart of this. And, we inspire our clients' customers to leave review. And the way we do that is we inspire them by every review that our clients get. We help our organization. We partner with an organization that helps clean water for one family for 1 year for every review. So it's super awesome. And it's just being a part of that is just helped us really connect with the people that see the vision on that part. And then another thing we're doing is we have integration that helps us connect, make it easy. Like, the process of asking for review.
Yes.
I talk to so many people, they try to figure it out. Like, okay, well, we love reviews, but we ask them, we kind of giving them like a drawing, or, they're going to get 15% off next time, whatever. They do all these things, and they're not getting the reviews. And so once they connect with us and they see what we're doing, they don't have to overthink it. We plug and play, and we get into a process that I'll share. And it's just, it's great. People are getting results, and not just reviews, but beyond reviews, the results that they want is more customers.
Yeah.
And that's the end of what reviews get you.
So with ReviewBiz, you guys are giving, and you guys provide them the tools that they need to consistently request, make it easy to leave reviews, and then manage those reviews.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's, we take a lot of time in the beginning to set them up, do the intake. We have a 3 step meeting. So first meeting is just intake. We find out who they are, what they do, missions, all that good stuff. We get into like deep into their business a little bit, and then we set up their platform, and then we train them. Then after that, then we make sure everything's set up and everything's good, and any questions they have, and then they just rock and roll.
And how much? What are the monthly package ranges? Because they are paying monthly, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we have three packages. So it's $89 per month is our basic plan, and then our growth plan is $189 per month, and then custom. And custom it just means that you have multiple locations. Yeah. And so if you have multiple locations, we want to give you a break, and we want to figure out what the right plan is for you and how that would look. So we kind of work with you on that.
Got it. Okay. So I mean, at this point, I think most people understand the importance of online reviews, but let's make sure we're on the same page. There's tons of people out there that are already doing marketing. Why do they need reviews if they haven't been focusing on them?
Right. So if they're doing marketing, that's fantastic. Like, don't stop doing that. That is the core of marketing. Whatever you're doing. And so you can be marketing for, getting followers, subscribers, like we just did, getting leads. So depending what you're marketing for, that's awesome. What reviews becomes is a supplemental way to convert your marketing efforts, right? Yes. So you're either going to attract or detract. So I have a referral partner. This guy, he sells CRM to gyms, and we partnered up with him. And so one of his new customers has a 2.2 rating on Google. And he's like, you need to talk to this guy. I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? Well, how did he get here? Like, what's the problem? Like, you're going to get leads for him, and they're going to see his reviews and be like, no, I don't want anything to do with this guy.
Nope.
And so we just become that little catalyst that's going to help them fill out that form, click the button, or whatever it is that you're looking to do with marketing, just to take them over the other side and just convert. And then once you've got them in your place of business, on the demo call, whatever it is that you're doing, that first level, then you can actually talk about your reviews. Yeah, people love us, Nate. The reason why they love us and this and that, you can see that in our reviews, and that's going to help you close a sale.
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's huge. And so you don't really have to do a lot of training your sales folks, because you can just show them your reviews and why people love you, and more about your company because of the reviews. So that's why I think everyone needs reviews, and not just 1 or 2 or 5. You need hundreds, if not thousands of reviews, because it's an ongoing thing. If you don't have a review for the last year, even if you don't have a review for the last 2 months, you'd be like, why don't they have, do they not? How many customers are they seeing a month?
Right.
Are they really in business?
Yeah. Yeah. It's, getting reviews is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process.
Yes. Right.
The other thing that I think, that's really important to understand with reviews, the way I define marketing is marketing is getting someone who has a need or a problem you can solve to know, like, and trust you. Right. And reviews help with that like and trust part. People make, there's all kinds of statistics out there. You and I both know this, Andres, that, I don't know how many percentage of people make buying decisions based on reviews, but it is really high. Really high. Whether you're selling products or services, I just went through and I had to get a painter for a rental property that I have. And what did I do? I went online, I typed in Denver paint, interior painting. I looked at who came up. I did not look at the organic search results. I looked at the map search results because map search shows the reviews. And there are 3 people in map search. I looked at the first thing I looked at was how many reviews they had and what their rating was. Then from there, I went and I looked at their websites. Did I like their websites? Did I like what they were saying? Okay, cool. And then what did I start doing? I started calling. Yeah. Did they pick up the phone and talk to me? Did I have to leave a message? If I had to leave a message, I didn't leave a message. I called the next person. So I called 3 people. I scheduled quotes and I went from there. But the reviews played a role in whether I chose to actually call or not.
Can I give some advice on this call? Because I'll tell you right there is super key. Yeah. Right. So how did those 3 show up? And the reason and how they showed up is, 1, because of the keywords in their name. So the keywords in the Google My Listing Maps is super important. Number 2, in the area, the location, right? Yep. So that's number 2. Number 3 is reviews. Yes. It helps you pop up more. And people's like, well, how come this one isn't there? Well, it's a couple of combinations and it's an algorithm that plays, but the more reviews you have, the better chances you are to be up top. And that's going to help you convert as well. And so that's super. So, but local, the name and reviews help you get found more. Actually, the reviews, when you look at the words used by your customers, those become
that helps too.
Keywords. Actually, that I'm going to say before the actual review, like the rating or the volume, is those keywords that your customers use. So let your customers create content for you. Yes. Why would you have to figure out, okay, what am I going to talk about this week? Or, actually let your customers tell you why they like you, and then talk about that and let them be that user generated content. It's an actual term. You can look it up. Yeah. User generated content.
That's a really important point to pull out here. The quality and quantity of reviews you have is a weighting factor in whether you show up in local search results. So, what percentage that is, it depends on who you talk to, but it is a weighting factor. They are important. So super, super important to keep that in mind. So you kind of touched on this before. Let's dig into this. Yeah. How many online reviews should a company have to be considered good? And I'm going to preface this by saying, my guess is it kind of depends on what niche you're in and where your competitors are at. But let's dig into this.
Yeah, honestly, that is the key right there. Like, that's when you want to take a look and compare to your competition, right? So how can you stand out from your competition? And that is the key. Like, okay, so if your competition has 5 or 10 reviews, and that's basically, and you look at it in your whole area, and you even like expanding out, and you're like, they got about 15. It's the best one. Oh man, you're gonna be standing out with 50. Yes, 50 is gonna be great. Yeah, and so but is that okay? Are you okay with settling for 50? And that's funny because I was talking about this earlier. Is like, you got to know you're happy where you are, but you want to get more. And the reason why, because somebody else is gonna come up behind you. Yeah, and it's gonna take your place. Because if you're not constantly getting those reviews, then someone's going to take your place. They just need to hire a company like us that can really drive the generation part is super important. So, I've seen reviews, with gyms. We focus a lot of our clients are gyms. Yeah. And big box gyms have 300 plus reviews. So if you're a boutique gym and you only have 50 reviews, well, that's okay. And you're like, oh, I don't really compete because that's a different clientele. I'm like, that's cool, but it's a gym. It's still a gym. Yeah. And so do you want to stand out and then take away their business? Like that's the goal. That's the idea is like, stand out from your competition. So that way you actually get a chance at bat. Yeah. Now that might not be the ideal customer for you, but at least you get the chance at bat. At least you get that call. At least you get the opportunity for them to fill out a form, get a free trial or a free downloadable document, whatever it is that you want to offer. Give that opportunity to that. Get that opportunity by having those reviews. And so so it's recency. You got to have recent reviews, the volume of reviews, and the ratings.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 criteria you want to take a look at when you're looking at your competition and seeing where they're at and where you're at, and then how do I get there? And so we'll talk about the process and things of like that nature. But yeah.
Yeah. So do you, with companies like yours, you make it super easy for them to manage this process, but is there like a volume of customers that you look for each month where it makes sense? Like somebody who, like, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody that's working with like, a handful of clients a month, there's not a lot of volume there. You can pretty easily manage that with, your email marketing software and sending people, some automated emails to request reviews. Do you guys look for clients that have a certain amount of volume each month where it's going to make sense to work with somebody like ReviewBiz?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I've done it all, right? I've done it, not done it all, but I've done it with our platform with different clientele. So if you have, let's say you're good with getting 3 customers, a handful of customers, like you just said, it's not ideal to have a platform like us. And the reason why is because we're reaching out to your past customers, but we're also reaching out to your future customers. And so we want to get a review from them as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Give them some time to experience, and they've trusted you, they purchased your product or service. Give them some time and then reach out for review. And the timing part of it is something that we talk about with our onboarding process. And then, but if you're not getting, I would say 15 or more customers per month, new customers per month, then it's not like, and that's like the cost. That's that's the edge. You want, I have customers that get, 30 to 50 new customers a month. That's like perfect. That's great because, and they ask me how many. At the end of our onboarding, we talk about, what does success look like to you? What do you think we're going to be able to get you? And so they say, oh, you're going to give us 90% of my new customers, you'll be able to get us reviews. I had a client do that. I'm like, no, we're not going to get 90% of your customers to leave a review.
Yes.
I mean, that's totally impossible. Like I want a 90% conversion rate. No, that's almost nothing is that.
What do you guys typically see?
We see 10 to 20%
Okay.
of the people that we're reaching out to leave a review.
Yeah.
And texting is part of it, right? And so we're doing email and texting, and the timing and the way we do it. I don't know if you knew this about me, but I have 3 years in the texting industry, and I learned a lot. And so learned the different strategies and different ways to do it. And you'd be surprised. You think it's so simple. It's actually SMS stands for simple messaging service.
Yeah.
But in marketing, it can be complicated. And if you're not doing it right, you can get a slap in the wrist, or you can annoy somebody. So that's my 2 cents there.
I like that. So 10 to 20% is a good range for people to shoot for. Let's make sure you've got realistic expectations here.
That's it. Manage expectations. That's how we keep our relationships in good standings.
Yeah. This is awesome stuff, Andre. So let me ask you this, because this is one of the most common questions that I get when I talk about online reviews is, how do we handle negative reviews? Because look, none of us are perfect. Negative reviews are going to happen. Sometimes there's just people that like to complain, and they're just going to complain no matter what the hell you do. So how do we handle negative reviews in a proper manner?
Man, that's so good. I love that question, because people need to get out of reviews being a bad thing. It's not. It's really not a bad thing. It's giving you insight into your business, and you really need to address and pivot and figure out whether it's that person's the problem or it's you're the problem. And you really got to get out of yourself. And the ego is a big issue. And I'm not judging anybody. I got it too. Like, you got to figure out, okay, they're just unhappy for whatever reason. And so how do you handle negative reviews? Well, we have a template. So we have, I recommend having a non-emotional, non-feeling template for negative reviews. And you basically have, 10 different ways to answer negative reviews. And you can just cipher around, and it's a template. You don't have to use it word by word. You can use it. Okay, I like this one, and then adjust it to respond to that. Respond to everything. Respond. Yes. I have customers that have, 10 reviews, and I was like, respond right now, or respond to those right now. Like, do that. And then moving forward, continue to respond. Our platform allows you to respond in app. So that's really cool. You don't have to go a different place. You can actually hire somebody or give that hat to somebody in your office to just log into our platform, or if you're doing it, you don't want our platform, fine, no worries, it's okay. But you should have somebody reply to every single review. And so it gives you insight. Handling with, a template is super important. And then reach out to that person. It's a customer that's leaving you a review.
Yes.
You need to reach out to them and figure out how you guys can turn that bad review into a good review. So they can actually go back and change their rating and change their words.
I've seen people do that.
Yeah. So don't be afraid. But address it as fast as possible. It's like, hey, how do you handle a bullet wound? Well, you got to attend to it right away. Yes. It's a bullet wound. You don't let it linger.
I want to pull out a couple things here that you mentioned, because I think they're really important and people could easily gloss over these. One, respond to all your reviews. Super, super important. I mean, it just shows that you're proactive, and most people don't do it. So that's another way to differentiate yourself from your competitors. When they see that you're responding to your reviews, they're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Second,
they care. That's yes, like they that. Care. That gives them that
they care.
Feeling.
And nobody expects us to be perfect. So when you respond to a negative review, whether it's, I love your suggestion about using some type of template, because you don't want to get emotional. Yeah. The way I've always, recommended people handle it is, respond with your template or your canned response, whatever it is, and take it offline. Right. Hey, I'm so sorry that we fell short. We do everything we can. Please reach out to us. Give them an email. Give them a phone number. We'll do everything we can to resolve your issue, and drop it. Yeah. That's all people want to know is, if you drop the ball, are you going to do something about it? Because we've all been in that situation where it's like, we paid somebody, we weren't happy, and it's crickets. And it's like, dude, that is so lousy. But if you respond to those negative reviews, you respond to your positive reviews, that gives them a comfort level and a trust level where they're like, hey, if they drop the ball, they're going to do what they need to do to take care of it.
Yeah. Respond right away. And that's super important. Like do the digital response that you can do from the reviews, and then call them. And you're like, oh, I want to call them. Well, what if you don't get a hold of them? What if you're going to wait for that? No, what can you control? You can control your response. Right? Yes. And then call them, email them. And if they get back to you, great. If not, well, then at least you responded. You got that done and over with.
You've done what you can do.
You've done what you could do. Is what you can control. That's it. Yeah. And so, you're not asking this question, but I'm going to give you this feedback.
Sure.
To me, a 4.8 rating is super awesome. Like better than a 5.0.
Yes.
It's real, authentic. It makes sense. Like, okay, yeah, they're not perfect, but they're really close to perfect. And you feel comfortable with that, I think.
Yeah. Well, to add on that, because I agree with you, those negative reviews actually lend credibility to all your other reviews, because nobody expects you to be perfect. So, if you have 1,000 reviews and you have a 5-star rating, people are going to be like, dude, this is BS. This is not accurate. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So negative reviews are not a bad thing, as you touched on. One, it's a way to learn. Two, if you're getting too many negative reviews, like that person you said who, has a 2.2 rating, man, you have other issues in your business that you need to address and fix, because you should not be getting that many negative reviews.
Yeah, that's a problem. And that's like you're literally bleeding out and your limb is missing. So it's like, come on, you need to do something. You need a medic beyond the medic. You need a surgeon.
Yes. Yeah. You got to fix these problems.
Yeah.
And then worry about what you're going to do with your reviews. But I want to touch on something that comes up a lot, which is incentivizing for reviews. Because I know some of the, Yelp, I think that Yelp does not like people asking for reviews, incentivizing for reviews. Some of the other review sites out there, kind of frown negatively on incentivizing and encouraging people to give reviews. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. When done right, it's great. And when done wrong, and examples of done wrong is, hey, give you 10% off next time you come in, and you don't have the wording underneath, no review required, right? So that's the key word. Like having, if you're having the message, it's like, hey, no review required, but love for you to give a review, and I'll next time you come in, regardless of what you give me a review, I'll give you 10% off. And so whether you just verbally saying it, or you have it written in the front desk, or you're emailing it, whatever it is, always having no review required is super important. And so I've seen it where, hey, leave me a review, let me know when you do that, and we'll put you into a drawing, right? And you would think, oh, that's awesome, you're going to get a lot of reviews. No. Like, people just, I don't know, like, the way people are doing it's not very effective. And so you have to have like a system, an automated system. You can use us or not use us. No feelings hurt at all. But having some kind of marketing automation tool that allows you to reach out and know when they've already left a review to stop reaching out. Super important. And the incentivizing part of it, the way we do it, I love. And obviously, I'm being biased.
No, it's okay. Yeah, walk us through that. Like, what do you see working from an incentive standpoint?
So this is a word that I had to learn how to say. I'm not playing around. It's reciprocity. It's like a reciprocal effect, but it's like, you do it out of your good nature of it. It's like, oh, you've done so much for me. My reciprocal was just going to do something nice to you. And so I was talking to a boxing gym in Tampa, and it's like, yeah, people leave me reviews when I ask them, because I do so much value again. I'm like, okay, cool. And see, you have a good amount of reviews, and that's great. But if you forget, then you got to remember to ask. And so, and that just goes back to there. And I don't want to lose people, but just, the way we do it is, for every review somebody leaves your gym or your dentist or your physical therapy location, whatever business you have, we're going to take care of helping one family get clean water for 1 year. And this is in Nepal, Kenya, and Uganda. And the organization is about to expand into Egypt, which to me is super, super awesome, because where I got inspired about this was reading Exodus. And so it kind of is like full circle for me. It's like, I get excited about it. So we're going to help Egypt clean water. And so it's awesome.
So that's something that you guys do at ReviewBiz.
Yeah. It's something we do at ReviewBiz, and we partner up with an organization. Like, we don't handle it, but we've partnered. We've basically said, okay, so how this works, every review we get, we're going to help clean water for one family for 1 year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And Andres, this has been really good. I think people, if they don't understand the importance of reviews after this conversation, then they're probably not gonna get it. You've brought up some really, really good points. Is there any last minute words of wisdom or guidance you want to leave us with?
Yeah, I guess, it's, I'm thinking about the beginning, like, you don't despise small beginnings. And I would say also, like, don't despise what somebody feels about. Like, don't take it personal. Like,
Yeah.
really don't think whatever people are saying online about you or your business is super important. Like online reputation, as you can see here, is super important for us and our customers. But don't take it personal. At the end of the day, it's business, and we're people, right? And so hurt people. I don't know if you heard this before. Hurt people,
Yes.
hurt people. You
Yeah.
know,
I
and
tell
so
my kids that all the time.
and it
All the
just
time.
happens. We might be getting them at the wrong place, at the wrong time. So I would say that just, continue doing what you're doing. If you're a business owner, providing that value to people. Don't allow one person to bring you down, and just push forward. You have a purpose and a value in you, and just share that with the world. Share your light.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
I love that. And one thing I will leave people with too when it comes to reviews is, man, read your reviews, read your competitors' reviews. There is so much information you can glean from reading reviews. It's invaluable. So they're out there. They're great tools. It'll tell you what they're happy about, what they loved about working with you or your competitors, what results they experienced. Those are all good things to know. So if you guys need help getting more reviews, reach out to Andres at ReviewBiz. Where's the best place for them to go, Andres?
Yeah, they can go to the website.
Okay.
They can scan their business, get a free review audit. Also, if they do the contact us form, and they just tell us, I'll give them the template we have. We have a review template that's how to respond to positive reviews and how to respond to negative reviews. And so we'll help them with, we'll provide that for them.
Okay.
And if they want us to help them, figure it out how to make it better, we'll talk, and we'll just have a conversation. They could book a time with us. But yeah, so I'll provide that as an extra value, and they'll be able to get that download. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's ReviewBiz. That's biz.io. So ReviewBiz.io. You need help with your reviews, reach out to Andres. He obviously knows what the hell he's doing, and he can help you get more reviews more consistently. So with that, I'm going to close things out here. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen and watch. If you need clarity on where to focus your marketing efforts right now, hop on over to our website at rialtomarketing.com. That's RIALTO marketing.com. Click on the Get a Free Consult button. I guarantee you will get a ton of value and walk away having some clarity on where you need to focus right now. Andres, thanks so much for taking the time to be here. Till next time, guys, take care.
See y'all. Thank you.